bit before I leave the crib. I give her a kiss cause she know how I get. A lot of these niggas want what I got, so I gotta stay with it. I keep Glocky by my side, this ain't for my safety. Sometimes I wanna question God, like why these niggas hate me.
They freeing demons out the jails, the other killers coming. Keep the ones that told and free the gangsters that ain't telling me. I made a pledge to get my mind from out the trenches and all the killers.
In the middle club, I'm drunk and sad, but I peep niggas breaking me. I should've been more in 50s, I can lie, they call me slip.
Talking like they call me slippy. These niggas around the big, some they call me slippy.
If I see that shit shining, I'ma take that shit right off your neck. I robbed everybody from the city to Jersey, from Camp and check my stat.
These for any of you bitch-ass Jersey niggas. Y'all mad as shit. I treated that nigga like he was a fucking dog and snatched him by his fucking collar. If any of y'all got a fucking problem with it, come holler at me about it. Y'all keep going on Instagram doing all this typing paragraphs and all this bitch-ass shit. Y'all niggas just please. I do what I want to y'all niggas. Y'all niggas just. Anybody got a problem, nigga, holler at me, nigga. Y'all know not to say nothing to me. Y'all know what's going on, nigga.
Why you tripping, Debo? Shut up, fuck, I knock your ass out.
Oh, man, that's messed up. Won't you give him back his chain?
What chain?
Yeah, what chain?
We've obviously spoken on FS on this channel before. FS is the most controversial drill rapper right now in Philly, in part because of his lyrics that shock and disgust viewers, but also in part to his over-the-top character. The numbers keep going up in spite of it all. Let's be 100% clear. FS and people like him are not helping the violence and culture situation in Philly. They add to the negative stigma, but like all things deemed wrong in this country, people gravitate towards drill music, even if only for the dangerous aspects of it. The gangs that have plagued the city with violence are perpetrated by groups like YBC/YFA, which FS represents. Wrld is an up-and-coming, aspiring rapper with a completely different approach to music. While FS is loud and bodacious, in contrast, Wrd's songs can have a much more chill vibe.
I showed them love and I was hurt, niggas ain't care. Whole lot of missed calls, ain't nobody ask me how I been. My partner dead and he ain't coming back, I ain't even trying to make friends.
Is from Woodbury, New Jersey, which is about a 40-minute drive from North Philly. Mar's lyrics can be deciphered in different ways. He presents an image of a young man trying to make it out, who doesn't gangbang, but has lost friends to the streets and relates to the struggle. He does present violent and aggressive lyrics sometimes, but he doesn't present himself as a threat. FS, on the other hand, presents as a brash, gives no fucks type of person and has a bully mentality. Arrested in September and October of 2021 on illegal gun charges, FS pled guilty in both cases. He was sentenced in 2022. The conditions were 6 to 12 months confinement followed by 4 years of probation, which could be cut to 2 with certain employment conditions and good behavior being met. At age 19 in 2022, this was a pretty good deal for FS. He could do his time, get out, and start to turn his life in the right direction. Except we all know that didn't happen. He violated twice and spent good chunks of 2024 and 2025 locked up on probation violations. I was under the impression that since he got out earlier this year, he was going to focus on music and try to stay away from the dumb shit. But FS is a product of the street, and a lot of the times, people aren't ready to change at 22 years old. I was able to obtain a police report of the purported robbery of Wrld. Shout out to the person who assisted getting the paperwork. You know who you are. According to the affidavit, on July 8th at around 10:30, the complainant reports he was inside of a music studio on the 400 block of North 7th Street with a group of people. Group 1. The complainant is named in the report by his initials. I couldn't find Wrd's real name to see if it's him or not that actually filed the report, but as of right now, I have no idea who the person they initialed as the complainant is at this time. Post-editing, it looks like we found out that it wasn't Mar that told the person that was robbed for their gun owned the firearm legally, so he had to go forward and tell the authorities what happened, because that tan FN that we're going to talk about, the tan FN was registered legally to the person who ended up going to the cops. Now, once again, this person had to go to the police because the law is if you legally own a firearm and that firearm is stolen, you have to report it stolen. Now, say he didn't report it stolen and that gun was used in a murder or any other crime, that would lead back to him. So no matter which way you look at it, it seems like this was the right thing for that person to do. For the purposes of privacy, at the moment, I will change the initials that's in the complaint for this video, only because if it's not Wrld that told, it's really not relevant to this story who that person is. But for the record, going to the police after getting robbed is guaranteed to ruin any aspiring rap career, as sad as that is to say. With that being said, from the report, it seems Mar was with at least 2 other people, and FsDaBender's group had 4 people. They say 4 at the beginning of the affidavit, but as I read through the events, I can't account for the 4th person with FS. I'll call the complainant WG, but remember, that's not the real initials. We'll call Mar's group Group 1 and FS's group Group 2. According to the affidavit, it reads, WG reports 4 males entered the studio with handguns and robbed WG.
Like why these niggas all on my dick, got me all in they misses. Like when I'm in they misses, all that shit be for attention. I'm in the middle club, I'm drunk as hell, but I peep niggas breaking me. I should've been more in 50s, I can't lie, they call me slipping. These niggas don't want
These for any of you bitch ass Jersey niggas. Y'all mad as shit. I treated that nigga like he was a fucking dog and snatched him by his fucking collar. If any of y'all got a fucking problem with it, come holler at me about it. Y'all keep going on Instagram doing all this typing paragraphs and all this bitch ass shit. Y'all niggas just I do what I want to y'all. Y'all niggas just anybody got a problem, nigga, holler at me, nigga. Y'all know not to say nothing to me. Y'all know what's going on, nigga.
WG also reports that he gave the suspects $200 and his gun, a tan FN 57 with 20 rounds. WG said that other people in Group 1 were also robbed by the 4 men in Group 2, but did not wish to file a police report. WG was taken to Central Detectives for further interview. Surveillance video inside the lobby of the recording studio building captured a group of men entering the studio. WG was with Suspect 1 and other people from Group 1. After WG and Group 1 head upstairs, a stocky black male wearing a long-sleeve gray shirt, Suspect number 1, enters the lobby area and holds the front door open while using his cell phone. So Suspect number 1 is holding the door open while on his phone. As he held the door open, Suspects 2 and 3 entered the building. Suspect 2 was described as a thin black male with dreadlocks wearing all black. Suspect 3 is a thin black male wearing a blue hoodie and jeans. The 3 from Group 2 have a quick convo before heading upstairs behind Group 1. Suspect 2 appears to be reaching into his waistband as he walks up the stairs. The video captures Suspect 1 walking up the stairs holding a black handgun down at his side. After about 2 minutes, the lobby video captures 2 people sprinting down the stairs. They fall near the front door. One of them runs out the front door. Suspect 2 runs down the stairs after them and points a black handgun at the second person who fell. This person, who I believe to be Mar, drops his backpack and lifts his hands up. Suspect 2 points a black handgun at him while holding a second handgun under his arm. Suspect 2 goes through Mar's pockets and takes items including his neck chain. Suspect 2 appears to put the second handgun in his waistband while completing the robbery, it states in the report. The victims run out the front door, and allegedly, Suspect 2 picks up the victim's book bag and then runs out the front door of the lobby. The report states that less than a minute later, Suspect 1 and Suspect 3 run down the stairs and out the front door. Suspect 1 now has with him a black backpack. The rest of the people who were being robbed upstairs followed the suspects down the steps shortly later and out the front door. That's a little confusing with a bunch of suspects and individuals' names. It's hard to keep track sometimes, but we will straighten everything out. The next day, on July 9th at 8:50 p.m., highway patrol officers conducted a car stop of a black Nissan Altima on the 1300 block of South 25th Street. The operator, a female, who we'll call DS, was interviewed by the initiating officer. The second officer interviewed the male in the front passenger seat, who was identified as Khalil Williams. A third passenger, TC, was in the rear seat. During the course of the vehicle investigation, officers removed Khalil Williams from the car. Police observed firearm handles sticking out from under the front passenger seat. Khalil Williams ran from the officers and escaped. The affiant, who was the person writing the report, reviewed the body cam footage of the car stop. The affiant noticed the light-colored tips and Khalil Williams' dreadlocks on the body cam footage. Officers recovered 2 handguns, a Springfield XD 40 caliber loaded with 4 live rounds, a tan FN handgun with no magazines from the car. A records check of the tan FN identified the firearm as the stolen firearm from the July 8th robbery the day before. TC was arrested and transported to South Division for processing. Charges on TC were later dropped. An arrest warrant was issued for Khalil Williams. CIU investigators reviewed the paperwork for the car stop and the gun recovery on July 9th. On July 31st, 2025, store surveillance video was reviewed by investigators who identified Kasim Brown, or FsDaBender, as suspect 1 and Khalil Williams as suspect 2. The officer reviewing the footage says he has known Kasim Brown for 2 or 3 years from previous gang and gun violence investigations. The officers also report that Kasim Brown is a local well-known rapper. The affiant concluded from all the evidence I just mentioned that there is sufficient probable cause to issue an arrest warrant for Kasim Brown for robbery, assault, violation of the Uniform Firearms Act, and conspiracy. He was arrested soon after. The streets are a lie, and the story of FsDaBender was always going to go this way, right? Anyone in their right mind knew the way he was acting while on probation and his unwillingness to change was going to land him right back in jail. I tell these stories because one minute I'm making a documentary on someone's explosion in popularity, and the next week I'm making a story on him ruining that momentum he just built up again, just like in 2023. FS fans are going to be without his music for some time. Larry Krasner asked for $1.5 million bail for this stunt, so he'll be in there for a while. FS also has to worry about his safety while locked up as well. There's a picture of him after his recent arrest with his collar buttoned all the way up and popped up like he's trying to start a new style, but he's really covering up his YBC tattoo. The only way he's going to survive is to stand tall like he always does, and maybe, just maybe, this will be the last time. But that's ultimately up to him. I'm just here to tell the story, whichever way it goes. As for Wrld, it's going to be an uphill battle, and we'll see if his city supports him through this. The snitching allegations are out there, not that it matters to me, but for his career, this will follow him forever. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, be safe.